This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is key lessons from investing mistakes. And I'll talk through an investing error I made and hopefully some lessons that are out there for others as I look at the investing mistake. So let me go through the history of this. A couple years ago, did the dumb thing, had a couple conversations with some close colleagues that were all excited about Bitcoin, said Bitcoin's in early innings. And so I, without really a conviction to Bitcoin, went and made the error of putting something like 100,000 into Bitcoin, a Bitcoin ETF. Similarly, I did something with cannabis too, sort of playing a total trend. So that was the first thing. And the first investment error is to make an investment based on a whim, advice, and not a conviction, not a deep thought about the investment and the discussion to do it. Then, of course, Bitcoin and cannabis, for that matter, which I put in, I don't even want to say 100,000 to each, totally tanked over the next period of time. Then, of course, I made the second mistake is, and this is a mistake that many investors make, and that's why these annual averages people talk about for the S&P, for other things, are so often unrelated to actual investors. I made the second big mistake. I sold out of those two investments at serious losses, enough to pay for at least a couple years of college educations for the kids, stuff like that. So sold out of this, based on it was going down. If I panicked, decided to take the tax losses, sold down. So the first investment mistake, investing on a whim. The second investment mistake is, selling it when it was down, as opposed to just at that point playing through it and riding through it and taking the tax losses. The third investment lesson from all this is the thing I've done over the last several years, probably for a lifetime, but much more so over the last 5-10 years, is constantly study the market and study the trends. Now, of course, as I watch the market, Bitcoin's back up to 71,000. The ETF that I would have kept my money in has done great. Cannabis has not done so well, but at the end, they probably would have done better off keeping the money in than not. But sort of understanding long-term investment trends might have made me a better investor, a better thinker about really three different parts of this. One, to stay in or not stay in. Two, to invest in the first place or not the first place. The first investment, I think, was completely a mistake, emotionally driven, whim investing, not conviction investing. The second decision to sell out, I could take it or leave it, quite frankly, in reality, because I did take nice tax losses on it. It is what it is. And then the third thing is constantly following and understanding the cycles, the ups and downs, so you don't make sort of intemperate investment decisions and make smarter, more disciplined investment decisions. In any event, that's the discussion today on learning from investment mistakes and one of my examples. Always feel free, text Scott Becker, publisher Becker's Healthcare, publisher Becker Private Equity, partner McGuire Woods, with your thoughts and ideas, 773-766-5322. We always appreciate the feedback. Thank you very much for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.